And now, your CBS 19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
The skies mostly clear right now. A few passing cirrus clouds now and again. Really having a difficult time staying together once over the Blue Ridge Mountains. So tonight, we got clear skies for most of the area. Temperatures falling to the mid to upper 40s. Sunshine for the bulk of Thursday. Some clouds mixing in during the afternoon. 80 degrees the high in Charlottesville. Yes, technically we're still in astronomical winter. Livingston 79, 82 in Dillwyn, 81 for Arvonia, Orange and Gordonsville, 80 in Wilderness, Lake of the Woods with 78 in Madison, 79 for Standardsville, Palmyra also 79, 83 in Gum Spring, 81 for Kent Store, 81 degrees in Lake Anna. Valley commuters tomorrow, beautiful conditions with mid-70s in Harrisonburg and Stanton, 77 in Waynesboro and Broadway at 75. If you're traveling elsewhere in the Old Dominion, upper 70s to near 80 from Richmond to Norfolk, Roanoke at 80 in D.C., a sun cloud mix and a high of 78 degrees. The warm air, the high pressure, just dictating the flow and sending everything to our north. Severe weather ongoing in northern Missouri and Kansas. That will stay out of our hair, but the system providing it, that's going to move through on Friday, and that'll be our next and really only decent chance for rain in the next 7 days. So after having rain for the majority of days so far this month, we're going to change the pattern here in a hurry and dry out. Moderate chances for showers Friday afternoon, maybe a stray sprinkle or two on Monday. But rainfall totals on the order of 1/10 of an inch are going to be really hard to come by for most of the area. So as mentioned, just not a whole lot of excitement if you're a fan of rain. But look at the temperatures. It's quite the roller coaster. 80 tomorrow, 70 Saturday and Sunday, and then down we go, mid to upper 50s in the early part of next week.
All right, Travis, thank you. Well, health check now. New cases of colorectal cancer in people under the age of 50 have been rising in the U.S. over the past several decades. No one really knows exactly why.
In our continuing coverage of National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, Mandy Gaither has more on what the wife of late actor Chadwick Boseman is now advocating for and shares the 4 signs most commonly seen in young people who are diagnosed with this disease in today's Health Minute.
27,400 blue flags planted on the National Mall in Washington, D.C., representing the number of people under the age of 50 who are projected to be diagnosed with colorectal cancer in 2030.
It makes me angry that a disease so treatable took him from me when all we needed to start out with was knowledge.
Actor Chadwick Boseman died of colon cancer in 2020 at the age of 43. His wife, Simone Ledward Boseman, joined other advocates to rally for more research, treatment options, and funding to battle this disease.
It makes me angry that colorectal cancer diagnoses had been rising so dramatically in young people, and young Black people in particular, for 15 years before he was diagnosed, and we still knew nothing about it. It makes me angry that we don't talk about colorectal cancer the way that we talk about other cancers and other chronic diseases. And it makes me angry that we still have no idea why it's happening.
While the cause of the alarming rise of colorectal cancer in young adults is still unknown, researchers say the 4 most common warning signs in early onset cases of the disease are diarrhea, rectal bleeding, abdominal pain, and iron deficiency anemia. Doctors hope awareness of these symptoms will encourage those who may have them to seek medical care so the disease can be caught earlier when it's more treatable.
Turning pain into purpose is great, but we deserve more.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, measles cases are on the rise among migrant communities in Chicago. Authorities say they've seen an increase in the last week. The Chicago Department of Public Health confirmed 3 more cases of the disease at a migrant shelter Tuesday. And more people could have been exposed. This comes as the country is seeing a resurgence of the infection, with cases of measles present in 17 states. Officials say they're working to reduce those numbers with vaccines, educating people with more information about the disease and proper quarantine.
Measles is one of the most contagious infectious diseases we have, but the upside is also has one of the most effective vaccines that we have. If you're exposed to measles, how long do you have to stay in what we call quarantine?
Officials say people should quarantine for 21 days. City officials in Chicago also saying they are using hotels to quarantine exposed residents. A lot of people are doing things to save money.
How much the average American spends a year on eating out. I'm Jerry Willis with the Fox Business Network. More coming up.
Fox Means Business now. You'll never guess how much Americans spend on average eating out at restaurants each and every year.
Fox Business Network's Jerry Willis has a look at this story and more in tonight's Fox Means Business Report.
Dollar Tree is downsizing. The retailer announcing plans to close nearly 1,000 locations. Most will be underperforming Family Dollar stores, which it also owns, with a majority shutting in the next few months, and the rest when their property lease expires. A mixed session for stocks on Wall Street Wednesday. The Dow inched higher, but the S&P 500 slipped from its record. The Nasdaq dropped 2. And it's shaping up to be a potentially good spring for the housing market. The Mortgage Bankers Association says applications for home loans jumped more than 7% last week. The increase was fueled by a dip in mortgage rates. And finally, guess how much Americans shell out to eat out? Well, new research by the food chain The Habit Burger finds the average person spends more than $2,500 a year. But a lot of people are doing things to save money, including things like using coupons, ordering a meal with enough food for leftovers, and ordering from the kids' menu. That's business. I'm Jerry Willis.
Feeling lucky? Well, then you might want to go buy yourself a Mega Millions lottery ticket. The Mega Millions jackpot soaring to $792 million. That's it. After no ticket matched all the winning numbers on Tuesday night. Now, while no one claimed the big prize, 2 players, one in Massachusetts, one in North Carolina, matched 5 numbers to win $1 million. The next drawing will be held on Friday.
I don't know if I'm feeling lucky, but maybe I'll have to go and get one at least, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, a new movie is in theaters this weekend and checks a lot of boxes, including popular actors, a tropical setting, and even a friendly dog.
And it's based on a remarkable true story. David Daniel has preview.
3, 2, 1. I was a young boy living in the city. All I did was run, 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 run. Over the next 10 days, these athletes will cross 400 miles climbing, biking, and kayaking.
Mark Wahlberg leads an adventure racing squad that picks up a 4-legged teammate in Arthur the King.
What is it, boy? Oh, God. Can't believe I almost walked right off that cliff.
The film is inspired by former racer Michael Lindnord's popular memoir.
When you take on the responsibility of telling somebody's real-life story, there is a level of sensitivity and respect that just ups the ante quite a bit.
And you found your new partner in suffering, Michael. Yeah, he's the king. I think we should call him Arthur. Arthur the King.
The shoot put Wahlberg, Simu Liu, Ali Suleiman, and Natalie Emanuel through many of the same physical challenges as real adventure racers.
It's one of those special occasions where people come for all the right reasons and they kind of put aside their own, kind of selfish desires as individual performers and what they can get out of it, and really want to kind of contribute to the overall better of the big picture.
You want to start to embrace the buckets of pain?
I need a bigger bucket.
The pain will subside and the movie hopefully will live on forever, and, honoring and immortalizing Michael and his relationship with Arthur was far more important.
Guess what? I'm not a dog person.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, actress Olivia Munn announcing she had a double mastectomy after her breast cancer diagnosis. Munn says she went from completely fine one day to waking up in a hospital bed after a 10-hour surgery. The actress posted her health announcement on her Instagram page. She urged other women to have their lifetime risk calculated by their doctor. It's a thing. She's hoping her story will help other women fighting the disease.
Don Lemon's new show is over before it started. The former CNN anchor said that Elon Musk pulled the plug on the deal that would have had Lemon hosting a show on X. Lemon said that he learned about the cancellation shortly after he taped an interview with Musk for the premiere of the Don Lemon Show on March 18th. He goes on to say that his questions in the interview were, quote, respectful. A spokesperson for Lemon says that he intends to be paid for the partnership with X. In a post on the social network, Musk claimed that the interview was, quote, really just Jeff Zucker talking through Don, so lacked authenticity, end quote. Zucker is the former president of CNN. Well, tomorrow is the 14th day of the third month, or 3, 1, and 4. Those digits are crucial because they make March 14th National Pie Day. Not pie as in apple pie or pizza pie, both of which are delicious, but pie as in the mathematical constant 3.14 represented by the Greek letter pi.
But we're all eating pie, okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the ratio of a circle's circumference. If you didn't know, it's its diameter. According to nationaldaycalendar.com, the first major observance of Pi Day was in 1988, the year I was born, at the San Francisco Exploratorium. Yes, we are all going to be eating pie because that is what Pi Day means.
What kind of pie?
All sorts of pie.
All sorts.
Pizza pie, yes.
Apple
Check.
pie.
One thing we are not going to be tomorrow, irrational.
Oh.
Oh, come on, Travis.
Yeah, math jokes are fun. 80 degrees on Thursday for Pi Day. Mid-70s Friday with afternoon showers. Dry. Comfortable for the weekend, dry for St. Patrick's Day, spotty showers Monday, and then the first day of spring will yield the coldest day of the next 7, but mid to upper 50s will take us through the first part of next week. I like
your pie jokes are just never ending, Travis.
It's a full circle.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
That was a good one, though.
Thank you, Travis. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.